Welcome to the Rooted Warriors, the podcast where the bonds of sisterhood are not just celebrated, but explored through laughter, tears, and everything in between. Join me and my two dearest friends as we dive deep into the roots of our own friendships, sharing stories and challenges. Whether you're looking for inspiration, advice, or just a good story, we're here to bring a piece of our sisterhood right into your life.
Welcome, kindred spirits, to a powerful conversation that transcends the surface and calls us inward. Today, we're diving into the journey of raw, unapologetic self-mastery, the kind that strips away labels, shatters boxes, and demands that we get real. This path is not just about learning, it's about unlearning, evolving, and redefining the essence of who we think we are. Our guest today is an absolute sage in the art of growth. Someone who knows this journey intimately, having walked through fire and emerged with insights that challenge, disrupt, and elevate. If your heart seeks depth and your mind craves boundless growth, you're exactly where you're meant to be.
Well, hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
That's a man's voice.
Wow.
Good evening. We're doing evening right now.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
We got it the dark time now.
We do. So I want to introduce to both of you beautiful ladies. Lauren is here joining us again for another episode.
Welcome back.
Hello, Lauren.
And we have Robbie here with us.
How's it going?
I met Robbie through Adam, and instantly I feel like I just fell in love. He is such a wonderful, wonderful human being. And as soon as he started talking to me, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to have this man on our podcast. And I hope you guys enjoy him as much as I do, because he is just such and I don't even know him that well. I mean, we've only had, maybe 3-4,
interactions.
Yeah. And, his vibe is great, and he's so good. And I hope you guys enjoy him as much as I do.
That's so sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome. So how's everybody's week going?
Great. It's gone well.
Yeah.
It's going great. Yeah.
Yeah. I heard you just got back from Italy.
Yeah. I 2 weeks ago I was in Rome and I met my mom and my sister. It was my mom's 60th birthday. So
Wow.
yeah, she wanted to travel. Her dream was to travel with me and my sister. And so I felt like there's no other time than now, because we're all working and growing up and stuff. So, if we want to do it, like the best time is right now,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Man, what a great 60th.
Yeah.
Man.
Seriously.
She was having the time of her life,
bet.
just gawking. Like, it was her first time outside of the country.
Oh, wow.
Well, like, she's been to the Philippines, but, like, elsewhere other than the motherland. You know?
Right, where she's been.
How did I know you were going to say the motherland? I was
The motherland.
literally thinking that. That's so great.
How long were you in Italy?
I was there for a week. So, 7 days. Yeah.
Awesome.
Was it your first time?
To Italy, yeah. I was in France 2019, right before the pandemic. But that's the only time I've been to Europe. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So what was your thoughts about going to Italy? What'd you think of it?
I loved Italy. The food is so good. So good.
I love it.
My mouth is watering as I'm thinking about it.
Salivating just
Yeah.
thinking about it. It's so great. What was your favorite and your least favorite thing about Italy?
Honestly, I'll start with my least favorite, right? My least favorite was I took Italian in high school. So, but I didn't learn anything.
What made you take Italian?
So I went to St. Mary's in
okay.
Stockton, right? And so they had Spanish, American Sign Language, and Italian. They used to have French, but they canceled that my freshman year.
Okay.
And I wanted to take French, but they canceled it. So
it was done.
Yeah, there was not enough students. So I took Italian because I like being different,
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed the Italian language, the Italian culture. I love learning about cultures. And but when I was in Italy, I didn't recall much of anything.
Couldn't even tell you where the bathroom was.
Right? I was honestly, we went to the club, me and my sister, and I was talking to some of the Italians there, and I was speaking Spanish. I was like,
What am I
yeah,
doing?
and I never took Spanish, but it's just because California, like I just picked it up,
Right.
you know, by the.
¿Dónde es baño?
Yeah. I was like, tu nombre? I was like, no, that's Spanish.
Whoops.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, my favorite thing about Italy was there's a lot of favorites. Okay, I'm giving my favorite dish because all I could think about is the food.
It's our kind of
Yeah.
guy. Kind of
So
guy.
they got 4 pastas. They have the traditional pastas. They have the cacio e pepe, which is cheese and pepper. They have quattro formaggio, which is 4 cheese pasta, and then they have carbonara. Most people, Americans, familiar with that, right? And then my favorite, right, is the amatriciana.
Ooh.
Yeah, how
It
that
just sounds
sounds.
good.
You know
Yeah,
that?
say that again for
Amatriciana.
us. Shana.
Yeah, right.
I feel like my mouth is. What did you say?
Salivating.
Salivating, yeah. It's a very decadent culture. You know, everything's so rich and full. Yeah, I love it.
Including their women, huh, Robert?
Honestly, a lot of beautiful women out there
yeah,
for sure.
beautiful people.
Beautiful, yeah.
Beautiful people for sure.
So
Well-
the last dish, what is it?
So the sauce is like tomato paste with like pig cheek.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, super flavorful, a little spicy. You know. Yeah.
Pig
Awesome.
pig pasta.
Pig pasta.
I'm Filipino, so I love pork. You know, it might not be the best for you, but so tasty.
I love spicy anything. So spicy pasta is a yummy. So what about like the history and all the things that you can look at?
So we went. So the first like little day trip we took was in Tivoli, it was 8 centuries before Christ, right?
Wow.
Yeah, super old, but like the water system and the architect, super advanced. Like how were they moving these stones from this place? Like all of the stones from Tivoli were like put in like the Colosseum, and like that's how they built other like
Like how they transport
places.
it there.
Yeah, like how they transport like these heavy stones, and like super interesting. And even it's still up today. Like it's like
It's so crazy.
Are you sure it wasn't time travel?
That's,
you know-
Yes.
that's that Ancient Aliens TV show.
yeah, some
Dude, I'm
ancient
totally
aliens
into
for
That's
sure.
literally what came right
I'm
to my
totally into this, Robbie. Like my husband thinks I'm insane,
Yeah.
but I literally believe in either time travel or aliens.
Why not both?
Or giants.
I mean, here's the thing: if God made me, He can make anything,
head. Absolutely.
Beautiful, yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
I'm not even tripping about it. I really think there's something like that happen.
What cities did you visit? We did a whole series on Italy.
Oh, really?
And the Italian lifestyle. Yes, and I've never even been there.
Really? Definitely got to go. So I went to Tivoli, I went to Ponza, I went to the Amalfi Coast, like outside of Rome.
Jealous.
Yeah, the Amalfi Coast was so beautiful. And okay, so I lied. There's another favorite food that I love.
And just so you listeners know, he's just a skinny guy. Like if you heard me talking about food, you'd be like, "Now that fits."
You know?
Like pasta,
Oh,
that
Lord.
fits, girl. But
Oh my
You know,
gosh.
something our waiter said that reminds me of that was he was telling us like to eat like they have 4 different, you know, you have like the appetizer, the first meal, the second meal, like their style of eating is just like it's so full.
it's so
Yeah, so full. The waiter was like, "This is why I'm fat."
That is my style of eating.
Yeah.
they enjoy it.
They enjoy it. It's like you know, the saying carpe diem. It's like seize the day. You know, there's that mentality of like conquering the day, you know, and going after it.
I think pasta is definitely part of conquering the day. There's
Absolutely.
no doubt
you know,
about that.
Yeah.
yes, very very starchy.
Get you ready. Get you ready.
So what was the other meal?
It's a gnocchi.
Oh, yeah.
Gnocchi
Potato. It's made with
from
potatoes.
Sorrento, like this specific like sauce or the way they cook it.
Bomb.
It's so.
I
So
love
did you
Italian
gain
food.
any weight going to Italy?
You know, that's
No.
my biggest challenge.
I'm gonna
is
say
weight
no.
gain.
Me too.
Yeah, word.
It's no, because everything is,
Cannot relate.
yeah, they're probably out there hand making the pasta for you.
You know what's the quality of food was so good. Like even the olive oil was like local. You know, it was like, you know, I get an olive oil from Italy. Over there, it's like from Rome or from Tuscany. Like it's like
Regional.
right there.
Yeah.
You know, so
We talked about that.
Yeah.
Andy was talking about that, and we said that even the wine that they drink is actually from wherever they're at. Is where the wine's from.
Oh yeah.
You
The
know,
wine.
it's not like they're drinking our wine or something. They drink
Yeah.
what's right
It's all
there.
from Napa, California.
Yeah. Lodi.
You're all in
Modesto.
Italy. Yeah. You're like, wait, what?
You know, kind of off and on topic, a little bit of both, but you know, I think we were not meant to eat from everywhere. We were meant to eat from
Local.
right here,
Yeah. Ooh.
right?
Yeah.
And like somewhere like Italy, like I'm sure they don't import a whole bunch of garbage from here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No.
Yeah.
But I think that's like there you can do it. Here, obviously, you can't. You know, I bought grapes a couple weeks ago that were from Mexico, and we were in wine country. You know, where there's grapes everywhere.
So besides the great food and the beautiful women,
Yes,
what else
beautiful
would
women,
you
yes.
say was amazing about Italy?
To be honest, I am not much of a touristy person. I really like to soak in the experience, you know, the meaning of things. So for me, I didn't really have any intention or my main thing was to just have quality time with my mom and my sister. So it was honestly such a beautiful experience because, we have grown like, you know, in different directions. My sister's in LA, you know, my mom's doing her thing and stuff. So now it's like a lot of the times we do get together. It's what's it called? Like there's a lot of tension, you know,
Right.
typical with family, right?
Yeah.
And this time, honestly, there was like no drama. So
Nice.
that was so beautiful.
Being with women
I
and
love
not having
that.
drama. Robbie, are you sure you went on a trip with women?
You know, it's quite beautiful. You know, I think in the essence of surrender and allowing what was to come. Like I thought that was a very beautiful experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
Such a great way to put it. It's like Andy's here.
I know.
Oh, our Andy. We tried to call her, get her in on this. She couldn't be here with us.
No, so sad.
Yeah.
So, will you tell us a little bit about yourself and about your journey?
Yes, I'd love to. So I grew up in Stockton, California. I see my life in a lot of extremes. So I grew up pretty, I would say, affluent, right? Compared to my brothers. I have two half brothers and one sister from my mom, right? And I feel like my childhood was a lot different than theirs. And so what I mean by extremes is I was able to like see a lot of contrast in life, you know? So like I went to middle school in a more like hood, you know, ghetto environment. And some would say ratchet. No, I'm just kidding.
And then you went to St. Mary's.
And then I went to St. Mary's. Exactly. Boom. So
Mom
Big
upgraded.
difference. Big difference.
Mom upgraded big time.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
so it was honestly, it's so beautiful. So to have that kind of contrast, you know, to grow up and see that like the socioeconomics kind of flip. And then I grew up in Northern California, went to school in Southern California, you know, and by going to university at CSU Channel Islands opened up my eyes to so many different things, you know, because I feel like in middle school, I was, my temperament was like outgoing and like very extroverted, right? And then when I went to high school, I entered a phase of like introversion, which I feel a lot more attuned to personally. And then because it was so awkward going from a public school to a private school, you
They
know,
had to be mysterious.
you know, I don't think I was that mysterious. I was just like, at that day, like,
You're giving yourself
You
away
know?
here, Robbie. You're exposing the underbelly.
and I like the authenticity, you know.
all
I like the realness.
I feel like I need to
of
hook
it.
this guy up with my niece Lauren. They
Yeah.
remind me a lot of each other. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, beautiful.
She loves Italian, by the way.
Oh,
She's-
really?
Yes. And she took Italian and French.
Oh,
so
wow.
anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
I love language. So I went to school that contrast, and then when I went to university again, I flipped it because I was like, you know what, high school wasn't my time. I'm going to university. I'm gonna like assume the type of person that I aspire to be, you know, outgoing, you know, like let's make some friends and stuff. And that humbled me.
That was classic. Real quick. Oh my gosh, this is great.
So, and high school was a very transformative time in my life. I really feel like that's when I assumed like main character status. You know what I mean? Like,
He was the main character
you know,
in his story.
I was like part of the cast. You know, I was like bus boy number 4. You know, like he's there. You know,
Oh,
but
this is so great. It's like an episode of Ray Romano.
so when I went to university, like I started to really find myself, and I think even in high school I was like finding myself. Like I think life is a ever going process of self-discovery. And when I went to university, it was like looking in the mirror finally, you know? So, yeah.
What do you think happened while you were at university to let you see the reflection?
A bunch of different factors for sure. Cause, you know, like university is the first like step outside of the realm of safety and consistency that you know, right?
Yeah.
And when I went off, like it's like, all right, I don't have to assume this identity anymore, you know? And I think everyone grows up a bit rebellious. I mean, some people don't. I know people who like stay within the safety realm, right? And sorry. My best friend growing up, right? He was he was I met him in 3rd grade, right? And we were having conversations, just whatever, drawing or whatever assignment, right? And he looked at me, and I think we were talking about like, he was like, what do you want to do when you grow up? I'm like, I don't know, I want to do this, I want to do that. He's like, I'm like, what do you want to do? He's like, I'm gonna be somebody someday. And I looked at him and I was like, oh, okay, like I believe him, you know? But I never thought that about myself, you know? And so like as we went to he's actually one of the main reasons I went to St. Mary's too, because like he went to the public school and then went to St. Mary's. And I just believed in him, and we've always been friends, and he was the first person to like see me,
Right.
you know,
For who you are.
for who I am, and like really believed me.
I get that.
You know?
Yeah.
And it never sunk with me because I would always be in my head. Like I grew up very pessimistic, and then I was like overly optimistic.
Yeah.
And then I became like more just like accept and surrender. Like that's the name in the chapter of this life that I'm in right now.
Man,
Yeah.
it's a great journey.
Yeah. So beautiful.
Man. So Gina told us that you're into meditation.
Yes.
So can you explain some of that to us and kind of put us in that place?
Oh yeah.
Where did it start?
Where did
that
meditation?
become?
Like meditation?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So I honestly love this story because like what's funny is you watch online or whatever. Back in the YouTube days, there was like anything went up. You know what I mean? Like there'd be a cat video or like something crazy, right? I used to see videos,
video.
you know, like a cat video jumping off of a thing and then it falls or something. I don't know. But I saw this video of this guy like moving stuff, you know, like telepathy kind of thing. I don't know if it was video editing or whatever. I was like, oh, that's really dope. You know, he's like, meditate for 15 minutes. And I would try and I'm like, oh, I can't do it. You know? And, but as when I went to college, right, I was meditating since high school. But when I went to college, yeah, I I did like a little assignment talking about meditation, and around that time, I committed to meditating every day, and yeah, after that point, it's such a staple in my life. I can't live without it. And so like that seeking of truth and insight and wisdom internally has always been a very essential tool in my toolkit, you know? And the story I wanted to get to was, so that was when I thought I started meditating, when I watched the video, right? Now, when I was like, I don't even know, like a couple months or like a year or two old, right? My brother, my half brother, he's like my brother, so I'm just my brother. He would watch me growing up, and he would like sit me down, and he would like tap on my head, and he'd be like, focus, focus. And I would just like, that was like my first experience. I was talking to him at a coffee shop one time. He's like, I used to do that. Did you know? I'm like, no, what the? Like, maybe that's why I was like so
Into it,
you know?
I think it was tormenting you, Robbie, but it's cool.
You know,
I was like, my brother did that to me too.
I don't know. But we're with you. We're with
it
you, Robbie.
worked. You know, whatever he did, it worked. You
It
know,
worked.
Oh, yeah.
I love him unconditionally. It's crazy.
What do you feel like you get from your meditation?
So meditation the context that I see it now is it's the bed or the table to which I have the conversation with myself.
I like that.
Yeah. My spiritual practice has grown from being a practice of being. So when you meditate, right, most people think, oh, I get to stop thinking, or I have to stop thinking, or do nothing, right?
Right.
But these philosophies are actually wrong, because when you meditate, it's similar. It's like the art of listening.
Mm-hmm.
So when you listen, you don't speak. You know. So when you listen, you're surrendering. You're receiving. You know. And most people think, oh, don't move, don't think. You know. Do not think. You know. So it's actually backwards. It's actually you're observing. You know. It's like creating space for what is, and you're just the observer, you know.
Yeah, I like that. So it's kind of like when you're in mindful prayer. So
Yes.
it's a very similar concept. And there was a Christian song a long time ago where they talked about being still.
Yes.
And that's very difficult for me because I'm ADHD like Andy is, and it's really hard for us to be still. But I too like that. I like that time for mindful prayer and being quiet, but I need more of it. So can you give us some tools that we can bring from your little toolbox to help us?
Yes. So meditation is a practice of being. That's like the fundamental idea. Now, what I mean by that is like we as humans think we're like, we need to do meditation. Like I need to do meditation. I need to set aside time and do it, right? Meditation is a grounding in your beingness, in the present, you know. And so and also it's like it's simplifying things, because we as humans, we go to college and we get into the complexities of life, but in essence, being is like, I don't have to say anything to be, you know. And so when I think about like, how do I support others in like creating a practice or whatnot, one, there has to be internal desire for it, right? And so when you have desire for it, you can like seek interests and like learn through it. But if you don't have it, then the other wants and desires are gonna compete with that, right?
Right.
And we have these fixations or habits or compulsions that we go through life in, you know, cycles and stuff. And so when you really get to reap the benefits of meditation is when it becomes a part of that like ecosystem of life, you know. And so how do I suggest you do that is by one, even just like taking 2 to 5 minutes like of time and space. Like you said, it's hard to sit still, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, everybody has 2 to 5 minutes, you know, and that's not a knock on you, because there's always something that you could be doing, right?
Right.
But when you're in a rush, you miss things, right? You're just in the motion of things,
Right.
you know. But sometimes I was just talking to a friend today, like sometimes you have to slow down to speed up, you know, and so when your mind another concept is like the body being an antenna, right? So sleep is so necessary for the function of the body. You know, you have to turn off.
Right.
You know, you have to limit the sensory stimulus that is coming into your body so you could recuperate, right?
And it's constant now.
And it's constant. We have our phones, we have everything trying to pull our attention away. So that's why, like, at this point, it's like, okay, if I idle those gods, you know, if I pay attention and, you know, idolize those things, and I'm not like meeting myself where I'm at, you know, like I can't even give myself 2 to 5 minutes a day.
This is so great. This
You
is what
know?
we were
Yeah.
talking about,
Yeah.
ladies, in the last podcast about our cup being empty.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's part of self-care, because mentally, like, we need care up there. So sitting here listening to you, I think, okay, 2 to 5 minutes, but I don't even like the voice in my head that I have to listen to sometimes. So I can imagine stillness and listening to this bitch upstairs.
But she's not talking.
Yeah. It's like, so how do I get past her voice, right? Because
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, who the fuck lives up there?
Mm-hmm.
You know, who
Rent
is
free.
that?
Yeah.
She's in there rent free.
Yeah, who is this person?
Yeah.
I was just telling Adam about a weekend, just over the weekend, I had this very weird experience with myself.
Yeah.
And I was in my closet and I'm putting clothes away, and I was thinking, like, the me. I was thinking something, but that voice came in and said something, and I had to pause, and literally I was shocked by what it said, that I had to go, oh no, wow. That is not my voice. Like, who the hell is that saying that bullshit?
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
For sure.
Right? So how do you shut that up?
Yeah. So it's identifying it, right? It's identifying it. And so the first step is definitely self-awareness, right? Because if you're not aware of it, you can't change it, you know? But in essence, it's understanding it. So one thing that I've learned through my journey of meditation is there's the mind, right? And the way the mind functions is it's the thing that's always looking for something to do. It's the chatter in the brain that just won't shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's gonna keep on doing that because that's what's gonna keep you alive, right? So it has a function, right?
I understand this better than anything you've said so far. Yes, it will not shut the fuck up.
It will not shut the fuck up, right? So the beautiful thing is, right, with meditation, this is the altering the paradigm, right? So when
Big words.
yeah, paradigm. So like paradigm is
Where's
like
Andy?
worldview.
Where's Andy? Andy, tell us what it means.
What's a paradigm?
So paradigm is like a worldview, right? It's your core beliefs. It's how you see the world, right? And so when I talked about meditation being something most people assume it's a doing thing, that's like the paradigm. So the shift is instead of focusing on the chatter in your brain, right?
Right.
Bringing your awareness to a focal point. So instead of, all right, I hear this bitch just keeps talking, you know, what the fuck? Oh, he said
Is yours
this.
a bitch in your head too?
No, I'm just,
But you have a bitch in your head.
hey, I'm
Know
just
about it. This bitch.
this bitch. You know? So
Mine's a bitch.
Mine is too.
you know, I actually call that voice Caleb.
Caleb.
Oh.
Yeah, I call him Caleb. I'm like, Caleb. And you know what? I told
He's
my
a
best
little
friend.
white boy.
Yeah, I was like, Caleb. So
He's a little white bitch.
I told my best friend, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start calling that voice in my head Caleb. And you know what? Me and him are gonna be best friends.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Rather than fighting with him.
Rather than fighting with him, because you know, when you fight with him, he gets louder.
He wins usually.
He wins.
He wins the battle.
I
He
feel like
wins.
mine is always against me. It's
She
like
is against you.
yeah, it's like the devil on the shoulder.
I always
type.
say
like it's
that's how
never
I see
nothing
it.
good that's coming out of this person.
I see it when you were describing it and
Yeah.
you're in the closet and all that. When you were describing it, I said, well, that's how I feel when I feel like the devil's trying to take over for me. And, you know, I feel God's presence and I feel him speaking to me at times. And so I have that counter, you know, the devil on one shoulder and God or an angel on the other shoulder. I feel that often in my head. But I think it's about bad decisions, good decisions, and me spiritually knowing that what is right and what is wrong. But it's always a battle for me with the devil to give me bad advice.
For sure.
It reminds me of when we did the book, when we were each had read the book, and Andy brought to us the Untethered Soul.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that book. Yeah.
Of course,
You
Robbie
know.
does.
I love that
It's
book.
like Andy's here. Andy, we miss you, but Robbie's kind of like you, but like really spiritual.
She's in spirit.
She's here in
She's here in spirit.
Yeah, we're gonna call her later, see if it works out.
Do you have a guru or somebody that guides you or has helped you along your journey, or is this something that you were raised around, like that you saw through your mother or a sibling?
So, actually, I mean, I was raised Catholic, right?
Okay.
And so when I went to St. Mary's, I learned the dogma, and I was like, I don't really believe this stuff, you know? So I went from Catholic to agnostic or atheist, and then agnostic. And then I was like more philosophical. So I listened to a guy named Stefan Molyneux who like proposed this theory for ethics, which was like, you know, a model or like how to view morality. You know, he called it ethical. I forgot.
Ethical bullshit.
Bullshit, right? So, after a while, I started leaning more towards Eastern philosophy. So I don't really identify with a religion. I know. So religion comes from the word religare, which is Latin for to bind. So religion to me is the model or the worldview that people use to bind themselves to reality. You know, to bind the individual to the whole, right? And so with meditation, to me, it's I learned from so many different people, like Thich Nhat Hanh. My sister took a yoga lesson in Bali, and her instructor Hansa, actually, I invested in 4 sessions with him to like for mentorship for meditation, and he put me onto his mentor, and like just having so many different modalities that I've experienced, I've created my own practice. And same thing like in like if I was a Catholic, I feel like this is, you know, I don't mean to disrespect anybody's religion, but going to church is like, for me, is like meditating. You know, I believe that your relationship with God
Is your own relationship.
your own
with
is
God.
your
relationship
own
with God.
relationship.
I feel that too.
It's
Yeah.
the most important
Absolutely.
thing, you know.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. I think even as a Christian, you know, I have had many times where I have other Christians that'll be like, oh, you don't go to church every Sunday, you cuss, you do whatever. And so for me, I totally get that because my relationship with God is just that, my
Yeah.
relationship with God.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I do believe that religion can be very binding.
Yeah.
And I mean, I believe that Jesus spoke about that and against it. So yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I can totally relate with that.
I come from a family of Mormons.
Oh
I
my
was
goodness, yeah.
I was born and raised Mormon, and every now and then we still go to church.
Yeah.
Every now and then. And when people hear that I'm Mormon, they're like,
Shocked.
wow,
And every
Lauren,
aspect.
holy are you? Does your bishop know you speak the way you do? No, he sure doesn't.
Have you spoken to your bishop lately?
Nope.
Well, I love that. I mean, I think that everything that you're saying resonates, I think, with all of us, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's things that we can all apply to our lives. No matter what somebody's walk is with God, or if they're Buddhist or whatever they are or are not, I think that the thing is that we all believe that we're here for a reason. And it's definitely not to do bad or do things wrong.
Yeah.
And we only have one twirl around, so let's do it right.
For sure.
Right? And let's enjoy each other.
And I think that's the choosing of the voices.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's like how I see it is like we're all a vessel, you know.
Right.
So like what plays the flute?
Right.
You know, like how do you make a flute sing? You know, is it the flute, is it the air, or is it the person? And it's none of them. It's like, you know, it's just a vehicle for life and for expression, you know? And so, that voice in our head, right? When you have those like different energies, right? Like knowing where it comes from, you know, like the emotion attached to it. Like, where do I feel this in my body? You know, like those kinds of things definitely have elevated my relationship with myself.
Yeah.
You know, because then I get to have that conversation and really figure out, you know, like, do I need to take Advil because my head hurts? No, I just need some water. Like, you know, like,
I always just need some water.
you know.
You know, when you're talking about energies like that, I was talking to a friend of mine today who I hadn't seen in a while, and he was talking about how he likes to come in to see my son and I because he feels like he grabs our energy and takes it in him and uses it.
It's a snatcher.
Yeah, he's a snatcher. So me and
Vampire.
Gina and I have talked about it where I would tell Gina often throughout the years that I feel like for some reason people always want to take my energy from me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know why this keeps happening to me. And she's like, because that's your role in life. You produce that energy and other people who don't naturally produce it take it from you.
Yeah.
And so it's how do I replenish my supply?
Yes.
So that's what I've been learning since we started this journey is how to replenish my supply because my supply is important.
Beautiful. Yeah.
So-
One thing I want to add on that is like, I think that one of the most important thing is clearing and grounding. So what I mean by that is like, you know, you said you want energy gets attached to you, but you want to be able to give more and get more, right? But when you have what's in, like, so imagine you have something in your hand and you want more, but there's no space for it, so you can't hold on to it, you know. And so like this is because the body's a vessel, it could hold on to things, right? Mentally, emotionally, there's certain things that we as a vessel carry on our day to day. So clearing and grounding is so important because if you want to receive more, you have to create space. You have to let go. And, you know, so have that emptiness. That's what meditation is for me, is to be able to be open. Like, this is something so divinely spiritual of, like, you know, some guru would probably say this, but it's like, you know, like see everybody as children, right? As a child would, right? This is something that I love because it's like every moment, every interaction with people I've known in my life or whatnot, people new, every day-to-day experience, if I'm brushing my teeth, those are all opportunities to experience life completely new. You know, like as a child would. You know, like a child would, like, you know, just, it gets so gung-ho, wants to play every fucking day, so happy. You know what I mean?
So true.
But we start to add stories and narratives onto things that make life not fun and spontaneous anymore. We lose that.
So
you know?
like childlike eyes.
Yeah, like we could be sparkles and bubbles every fucking day. You know what
This
I mean?
sounds cool.
I like that.
I want to hang out in Robbie's world.
I think I'm gonna start meditating before I go to the gym.
I
You
know,
know?
right?
It's
Right?
amazing.
Start meditating
So-
before I go to work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's active meditation, and then there's more, I forgot what it's called, like still or introverted meditation, right? So,
Oh, sorry. So along with your life through meditation, you also are on an ongoing self-improvement. Like can you tell us about that?
Yeah, sure. So I don't know. I feel cursed. I feel cursed in life because there's such a desire to grow and expand, right? And so
What a good curse.
it's a great curse,
Well,
right?
somebody cursed me.
I'm like, what's going on? That doesn't sound like a curse,
thought you
bro.
Sounds
you know,
like a blessing.
It sucks because I love it. It sucks because it's hard. You know, you find like you find your tribe. You know, you find your people, right?
Speaking to us.
Yeah. So it's like when you speak that same language, because not everybody has the desire to aspire for great things.
To do
Truth.
better,
You know.
Robbie.
Yeah.
I acknowledge you guys. first of all,
you.
for having this
Thank
this
you.
space.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know, it's so beautiful. Yeah.
We really want to
you.
reach, not just other women, but especially younger women
Yeah.
to help them through their journey, because we've all been there and it is a difficult journey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's such a beautiful, like, a woman's nurture, a woman's grace is such a accent to life.
Wow.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, because in Buddhism, they talk about suffering, like
Mm-hmm.
existence is suffering, right? Because we create that in our head, right? But those moments where you're able to like surrender and just like be with somebody you care about, be able, like, to me, vulnerability is a strength,
It is.
So yeah.
Yeah. People that are vulnerable, I admire them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's we talk about tribe, right? And tribe is such a, I feel like, ingrained human like archetype, right? Like we need others. Like, relationship is so important. So I studied abroad in West Africa, right? Here's another contrast, right? In the West, we follow social Darwinism. It's survival of the fittest. I'm the best, like, I'm 18, I'm moving out the house, it's like all that kind of stuff. But in tribal or in other societies, right, before ours, they were more community centric, right? So in like the Native Americans, right?
My people, 15%.
Hell yeah. And also in the African culture. So they have
3%. Sorry,
I
just
love
got my
it.
23 and me back.
Oh my God, I'm so scared.
Beautiful.
Thank you, 23 and me.
Call out something else. I'll tell you if I got it.
Ancestry.com.
I love it. I love it.
Sorry, Robbie.
No, it's beautiful. So when I studied in West Africa, they have this saying, right? It's called Ubuntu. And it's from South Africa. It means, I am because you are.
Oh.
You
Ooh,
are
I love that.
because I am. We are because we are.
Because we're a team.
Yeah. So I can't exist without you. You are because I am.
Robbie, I
am
can't
because
exist
you
without
are.
you. Where's the button? Robbie! Ow! Ow, baby!
Talk to me nice.
No, that's how I got when Robbie was singing on karaoke night.
Oh my gosh.
I could not believe what was coming out of this guy. Are you going to play for us today?
Oh,
You did
Lord.
bring your guitar.
I did.
I
did.
see it. I see it in the shadows. Okay. So we have not adjusted the light situation in the studio. So we're trying. It's either too bright or too dark. So it's kind of dark in here right
We're
now.
sitting in the pitch black.
So it's kind of nice. I think this is a good time for Robbie to
Some
throw
campfire
out the guitar.
Serenade us.
To serenade us.
Grab your flashlights.
Before you do, so
Yeah.
then maybe we just wrap it up a
Yeah,
little
of
bit.
course.
But I loved what you said about your study abroad, and I
Yeah.
know we didn't get to hit on it very much, but we've talked about it here before on the show. Is there are things that are said even here in the West, right? That it takes a village to raise a child, and like from there, I think what we could learn from cultures like that is that women didn't bear children and then go home to take care of them all by themselves. Like our culture here is very withdrawn from what it should be.
Yeah, it is.
There was a time, when women gathered together to support a woman who had just given birth. There was actually times when women didn't leave the home for 30 days. Can you imagine having children and then you weren't cooking. You had this tribe behind you of women that helped support you and raise your children while you were, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Covering, yeah.
And we're
Yes.
so disattached from that. And I talked about this on one of our shows where this is how disattached even me is. I have a neighbor, and my daughter-in-law was, they were talking about birthing experiences, and I've lived in this house 2 years. And my daughter-in-law had asked her, will you have any more children? And she said, no. When I just recently gave birth, I almost died. And I must have went pale and thought, what a bad neighbor. I am. Like, how am I so disconnected from my neighbor? She's this young, beautiful mother of now 2. And why wasn't I making her meals or supporting her? Or, we don't even, as women, it's like we're undeserving. And this is so off topic. And I'm sorry, but it's like, even to ask for help, we don't do it. It's
Literally,
like, we'll bear it
Yeah.
all. We'll bear all the weight instead of calling my sisters and being like, oh my God, I need help.
Yeah.
I need help with this. I need help with that, being able to reach out. And I think that's what is beautiful about, other cultures like that. So that was so off topic, but
I don't think it's off
went
topic.
there.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I think it's right on
no,
topic.
and you are
Yeah.
right. Like, everybody today in this country, for sure, like my own family, if I need a babysitter, I have to pay my own aunt. Like, I have to pay my blood aunt to watch my kids for 2 hours. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
crazy.
It's wild. And there's no out of love, and then she'll even say, oh, well, they're my kids too. Well, then fucking watch them real quick. You know what I
Give me
mean?
a break.
Shit,
Well, when the
give me a
responsibility
second.
comes, it's not your kid.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
such
no,
a disconnect even
nobody-
from our family unit.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
Absolutely.
Like, what's
It's
in it for
sad.
me? Like,
Yeah.
I'll watch your kids,
Yeah.
but what's in it for me?
Yeah. Like, these are my kids, but they're your grandkids too. Take them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm not going to wrap this all the way up, but I love this and thank you for being here and talking with us. And I think we'll pause and get you ready, but get excited about this, right?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, you got it. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can you hear the guitar too?
You sure
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. I don't know. What should I sing?
Sing something lovely.
So, that's all I do, baby.
He's-
That's all I do. I don't know. I could do an original. I could do a cover. Let's do.
And do some John Mayer.
Yeah, he seems like a John Mayer kind of guy.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
Jack Johnson.
Ooh.
Andy came in.
I'll get you with some Jean Mayer.
Jean.
Oh, I love it.
Jean.
John Mayer.
Jean Mayer. This is for you, Andy.
Ooh,
this is
for you,
know.
Andy.
This
Ow.
all right.
I
so-
love it.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm not colorblind. I know the world is black and white. Try to keep an open mind, but just can't sleep on this tonight. Stop this train. Wanna get off and go home again. Can't take the speed it's moving in. I know I can, but honestly, won't someone stop this train? Don't know how else to say it. Don't wanna see my parents go. One generation's length away from fighting life out on my own. Come on, stop this train. Wanna get off and go home again. Can't take the speed it's moving in. I know I can, but honestly, won't someone stop this train? Never gonna stop this train. Never gonna stop this train. Never gonna stop this train. Never gonna stop this train.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I feel like I want to beg for one more.
Oh my goodness.
Our very first artist.
You are amazing.
Thank you, thank you.
Absolutely
Oh my-
amazing.
What a blessing.
So sad
Yeah.
I'm not there. Thank you for calling me in. I wanted to hear that. I would have been so bummed.
I know. Robbie, you are an absolute blessing. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Yes.
I received. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys' time, space, and I acknowledge you guys for creating this. This is all you guys.
Thank you.
Love you, Robbie.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
This has been an insightful journey with our tribe member, Robbie. His story of meditation, music, and spiritual growth reminds all of us that the beauty of staying grounded while reaching for a higher truth. As you step into your day, take a moment to reflect on how you can weave peace, purpose, and harmony into your own life. This is Mighty Mo. Remember, feel blessed, be blessed.